Welcome everyone. My name is Beth Moore and this is Crafting at Indigo Pearl Company. I'm an independent designer with Chalk Couture also, and this afternoon we're going to make a project with depicting the American flag. It's going to be an Americana project, and I dearly love the Americana look. It's rustic, but it just has it's so smooth and elegant in a lot of ways. Today, when we make our flag, I don't have a transfer to say just a flag transfer, so we're going to try to be a little bit creative and use the herringbone transfer and the polka dot transfer. And both of these come from my shop at Chalk Couture, and that's the herringbone. We're going to use, of course, the red, white, and blue paste, candy apple red, cadet blue, and bright white. We're also going to use a board from Chalk Couture, and on this side it's kind of a creamy marshmallow color, but to be honest with you, I actually painted that a little while ago with some acrylic paint, and I've let it dry. But on this side it's actually bright white, so it's reversible. Let's see, and during this segment we're gonna tie a bow. I promised that a couple of videos back, and we're gonna tie us a bow to go on our Americana flag. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get busy and get crafting, and I hope you guys are gonna enjoy this. First off, what I'm gonna do is, of course, fuzz my transfer. And we're going to fuzz several times. And we're going to use the board up and down instead of long ways. And I'm going to place my transfer. And guys, when you do place your transfer, make sure that you've got it down very even. Work it down so that there will be no bubbles, because what can happen if it bubbles, it leaves, especially in these little grooves, it leaves a collection. It's heavier in one spot and lighter in the other. Alrighty. Now if I quit talking to you, it's not that I'm trying to be snooty or anything, but a lot of times I can't do two things at one time. So like chewing gum and walking is difficult, so talking and doing this craft is also kind of on that same wavelength. Now I'm going to turn it to the side for just a second, and what we're going to do is we're going to design our flag, but we're going to have to leave a portion of it over here. We're going to have to black it out or blank it out so that when we put our red on, that it won't get over here on it. And we're going to go down about 6 lines. 6. Okay. And I'm going to mark it right there so I know where to start with my tape. My masking tape doesn't want to cooperate today. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Actually, I need to come up 1. See, I told you, you guys, talking and trying to do something at the same time just is not good for me. And I may adjust this a couple of times before I get it exactly where I want it. I'm going to use my little scissors over here to kind of nip that off. If I can get it. We'll get this one way or the other. Now, I think I've got it where I'm satisfied. And you really don't have to blank all of it out, but for me, sometimes I get really happy with my paste and I get to pulling it along, and all of a sudden I have actually just gone right over what I didn't really want to. Okay, now we're ready. Okay, we're going to get the red out. Yeah, and this red looks like it's in really good shape. Now when you peel a transfer off of its backing, that backing is very important to that transfer. And the reason it has a glossy side, and it also has a flat side, the color. One's glossy and one's flat. And the reason it's like that is because the glossy side is where you want to stick your transfer back, and the flat color part of the paper is where you can actually write the name of the transfer, like herringbone. A lot of people do that so that when they pull, like if they're doing several projects, they don't want to get the backing sheets mixed up. Alrighty, we're going to move along and work our paint. You know, I was just thinking about it the other day, about our country and you know what it has meant to us. And a lot of our parents were in World War II, the Vietnam conflict, which I never considered it a conflict, but I'm not trying to be political today. But I just always felt like that it was as much a war as any. But what those boys and girls and young men and women did for us, And as we finish, I'm going to pull some of it up just to kind of give you a reveal here. Ooh, that's pretty. Because that paste will dry and we will have a hard time getting it off this board. Alrighty, we're just about there. And did anybody see that? I just flicked the red over there on that spot that we're going to put the blue, and thank goodness I actually had put that masking tape all the way around. Here again, instead of crafting at Indigo Pearl Company, it should be the messiest crafter in town. That's me. Alrighty, let's see what we got right quick. Oh, wow. Wow, that is beautiful. Remember when you put your transfer in your water, you put it face down. And people have been asking me exactly how do you clean your transfers. Well, I clean my transfer usually with just water because I have it so readily available, but you can clean them with Clorox wipes. You don't want to use a baby wipe on your transfer because it messes with your sticky part or your adhesive part on the back of your transfer. And sometimes the oil in that baby wipe will get in, kind of settle into the silk screen too. Boy, I am just making a big mess. Now this is going to have to dry for just a few minutes. So far, so good. Now, I put a bunch of different ribbons in here, and I went ahead and took the liberty and cut them because we're just going to put it together. But this is what I call my little, look, I got ink, or paste on my hands. I tell you, I am the messiest crafter around. All right. Now when I start to make a bow, I've already did my ends and everything, but I just start scrunching up, and hopefully you can see. And I pick up another piece. Let's see, I want a little bit longer piece. So I just start just folding and scrunching. Then I think I'm gonna put a little gingham in there, a little red gingham. And then I'm gonna put a little polka dot, red polka dot. Then I start over, and you just keep scrunching things up for as big as you want it. And this ribbon that I'm using today all is wired, and it's a little bit easier to work with than the other. Oh, my fingers are getting full. Let's see, I want one more. And this is a little bit of garland I found at Hobby Lobby, and it's wired. And I'm just going to pull it together with that. Actually, I need to be able to really tighten it down. All right, so now you just start pulling your pieces, fluffing them up and making it kind of where you want it to go. Sometimes I just take it and just squeeze it and pull on it. Now that wasn't that hard. You just scrunch it together. And ta-da, you have a little bow. All right, guys. We've got this blue paint painted on here, and I'm going to go ahead and dump the paintbrush over there. That is wet. So we're still waiting on paint to dry. All right, now we use the herringbone transfer to make our stripes, our flags stripes, and then we used masking tape to block off a section when we put the herringbone transfer down so that we could paint in our blue. Now when this blue dries, we're going to use our polka dots, and from there, hopefully, we're going to pull up and everything is going to look like an Americana flag. Alrighty, let's do a little bit of revealing about our blue. Oh yeah, that looks really pretty. Here again, I got blue paint on my fingertips. Guys, communicate with me. Make comments on my videos. I'd love to communicate with you guys, and maybe we can swap some ideas or something like that, or maybe you thought something else would have been cute on this versus how I'm going to finish it off. Just chit chat with me. Right now I'm going to use the heat gun, and I'm going to move my polka dotted transfer out of the way, because after my big boo-boo the other day with this heat gun and a transfer where I actually melted it on a surface. Yeah, y'all laugh. Go ahead and laugh. I could have cried at that time, but I thought to myself, what a wonderful blooper that would have made if it actually had happened with me while videoing. We could all have a good big laugh about it. Now it's kind of funny. Mark teases me about it. He's like, you sticking any transfers to in your projects? And I'm like, no. Alrighty. Let's let that kind of cool off. And of course I'm gonna do the good old Baptist fanning. I need glasses for up close, but to look and talk to the camera, it makes me not be able to focus my eyes. This getting old is for the birds. Let's see. Maybe by chance we're ready. It's dry, but it's still warm because this down here is cool and that's warm up there. So I'm gonna let it do just a little bit longer. In the next few videos, we're going to do some summer projects. They're going to be focused towards the 4th of July, but not necessarily just the 4th of July type of decor. I'm going to do a Dixie cup or a solo cup holder. I think you guys are really and truly going to like that. We're going to do some inking on a tea towel in the really near future, and that is one of my loves. I love to ink, and we even pour candles here at Indigo Pearl Company, and I'm going to show you how I do some of my dressing my candles up by we're doing right now we're experimenting with a gel candle, but it's a beachy decor. And so we're putting starfish and seashells and all that kind of stuff on. Okay, I think we might be pretty good. But yeah, we've got some fun things planned, or I do, for you guys, and hopefully one of these days I'll get up the nerve to go live and see how it all plays out. All right, now I'm going to put on my white. And here again, I want to make sure that it's just like I want it. Have to adjust just a little bit. Stuck to my fingers. I had it perfect. I should have left it alone. But you know, we always think we can do a smidgen better. So I'm going to use the Fateful old masking tape so I don't go crazy. Even though the white would be okay if it got on the board. But this board is it's a creamy marshmallow color, and it's acrylic. All right. I feel like I almost should have a drum roll with this, because this seems to be the exciting point of it, when we can actually say that it looks like a flag. All right, I'm going to take my what they call a small squeegee, and I'm going to pull it down. Oh, I see one place I need to put a little tape. I don't want to go way down. And you know me, I might get frisky and just go right on down through there. So let's see what we got. And I'm sorry I'm sniffing so, but seems like I've gotten an allergy or something. Something must be blooming. Alrighty, let's see what we got. We almost have it. We almost do. Let's see if I can't fix this. Something must have gotten in there in my screen. See if I can make it work. Well, it did a little bit better. But I'm gonna just take a little white paint when I get through with this. And actually, right in there, I'm just gonna fill in that little circle. But I feel like that we have finally, we've got us an Americana flag here. And I will post the picture once I fill my little circles in on the chalk and on my crafting site. Again, friends, y'all communicate with me. Throw some ideas at me. I'm always open for suggestions and everything, and if it's something you'd like to see that I might could do, go to the Chalk Couture site and just do a browse through, and if there's a project that you might like to see done, let me know. I've got many of the transfers, and let me know and we'll do a video and just see how it turns out. But here again, I'd love to communicate with you and talk with you a little bit. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. If you're interested in shopping with Chalk Couture. Alrighty, folks, we got to get this bow here. We've made our bow. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some hot glue, and I'm just going to put a big old blob of it right up there in the corner. And then this is our little bow, remember, that we just made just a few minutes ago. And I'm going to sit it down. And then I'm just going to take and start pulling everything around and fluffing the bow. But yeah, we've got some really fun things planned in the next couple of days. If you like chickens, I'm going to do an inking on some tea towels with some pretty chickens. I'm going to show you how to make a solo cup holder, decorate up for your 4th of July celebration. And that will actually last all summer long. Alrighty. Here you go. Our Americana flag. Bye now, y'all.